na Patrick Sandy, we na coordinator of operations at the Anti-Corruption Commission. Good morning once again, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You don't listen to we two studio guests and they don't talk about waiting the access and how they're able to talk about the level of corruption now the country. You come out from the Anti-Corruption Commission. How the commission don't affect corruption now the country?
Yeah, plenty. Thank you again. Firstly, let I tell you, I say the fight against corruption is much more robust, particularly under the leadership of Commissioner Francis Ben Faifala, Esquire. But let I just, before responding to a few things, me colleagues then speak very well. And one thing everybody they accept is the fact that corruption not done as alone yet. However, we don't make significant progress, and that progress is being sustained, and that progress is being worked on. What I mean worked on progressively. But again, let us know that the Anti-Corruption Commission now the lead agency in the fight against corruption. So when you look at the anti-corruption space in Sierra Leone, there are other players. We at the commission not the renege in we responsibility. I make mention. I just re-emphasize that now we they take leadership. But you get other players, even the people of Sierra Leone, we not accept the media, the civil society, that they play a lot of role in that. But again, let us look at institutional roles. We get the audit service Sierra Leone. We get the audit department of the Ministry of Finance. We get the National Public Procurement Authority. We get as well the FIA, and then other sectors. We also did not the anti-corruption space. So we all they play with part, but it is a point wherein you need to see what is the ACC doing, and that's what I'm here for. But when we make an assessment, let we be holistic, so that at least we go make sure that it all works well. Otherwise, if this other player is not doing its part, we will get some issues in the discussion. So the commission, as it is, we say we do, as I mentioned, quite robustly well. If you look at the arms of the commission as provided for in the Act, particularly the operational arms, you get the prevention arm, you get the public education arm, you get the enforcement arm. The enforcement now therefore do with the intelligence investigations and prosecutions. So in all of those pairs, we don't do tremendously well. But of course, I know we'll come to the indexes. We will come to that later as to waiting they inform the current indexes with the cap. But if you look at what they obtain in the commission in regard to prevention work, for instance, we don't do so much that the people of Sierra Leone need from you. In the prevention work, firstly, we get other arms in the department. We also do prevention activities. We get the prevention department itself. We get the National Anti-Corruption Strategy Department, where it can be looked at as a prevention and what they do now also for prevent corruption from a national perspective. Then we also get the Asset Declaration Department, where they collect, examine data on the declarations where they make. We I believe say they prevent, because once you get that information, the public officer declare in income, asset, liabilities, go able to make sure say you're transparent in what they do, or if you're not transparent, you don't know what you do as by way of next steps. So on the prevention aspect too, you get issues around the service charter development. You also get things around a gifts register, where they try to disseminate to MDAs. All that are preventive too. But again, more importantly, we get the reviews or the corruption risk assessment where the department don't undertake. Now, ministries, departments, and agencies. Of course, before any intervention is well informed, meaning we can go there proactively or we can go there reactively based on what thing don't happen at the institution. We go down conduct investigations, for instance, and then the report shows a systemic issue within that particular department. So let we go inside it. So then corruption risk assessment they did. We don't do them, and we don't profile recommendations, and we do go monitor the recommendations, and we don't see how things are improving in those departments. You understand? So that is just one area where I know say we don't do a lot of gain. Then we also don't support these departments for developing service charter whereby the public will know the services you provide, the cost at which you provide the services, and the period for those services to be provided. Otherwise, you need to come and then make report or raise alarm as to why that service or services have not been provided. So those are all the aspects of the systemic interventions. Like when my brother Sondu mentioned, ACC not do much in terms of systemic. I think say we do so much. Then in fact, the national strategy itself don't inform how technology very important in the fight against corruption. And we are in that line as well in the implementation of the strategy. And even we ACC want institutions therefore digitalized, institutions therefore go to technology, because we know how useful and important it will be when, for instance, you talk about e-procurement, where there is no body or human contact. So all of these things are part and parcel of the operations of the ACC, particularly with the MD, with the departments them where, as I say, relevant with engaging the public.
Patrick Sandy, will come back to you. They continue for look at the efforts them we now they do for fight corruption in the country. The program now Good Morning Salon, they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. In case you just join we inside the program today, they look at the issue of corruption in the country and within the ACC they do for support the feds. The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and we go for a break. We'll continue for look at issues and country studio guests them.
Let's see how we last camp on this farming business. Now, in no more they make profits. It's all like na debully gets where they work for.
But blopper you comping. But that's not fine pan business.
But that's for waiting. I don't know why we don't take on this business. No, they get better. And we just come, they shine like a woolly.
Let's go. If they do well thing, but you not feel say,
me sister them. Not so that will I get so that the way I they manage me profit after I don't sell me farm markets. Now make una they see me at the shine by this farm business. So
Bosia, you get this fine secret. You not tell we you sister them.
Now I they try for tell una so. Where I don't sell me farm thing them. I know they spend like how una they spend. Look you musu. Now new ladies bag you come out by so. You they clothes for buy any new clothes we come out. All time una they spend pass how una they make them. Me now I they save. I they cut me cut according to my size. For help me pan this, now make local commercial bank with in partner them. They don't start this financial and digital literacy campaign for farming community them, where they help you for manage your budget, learn you how for trust, and plenty other awareness there. We go make your business grow more and more. Save today for you tomorrow and buy.
This message they come out from Local Commercial Bank and UNCDF in partnership with Government of Sierra Leone with funding from European Union.
Now you know. Now you know. If you know, you know.
Now the switch don't come so. Any side you day, you can now use the salon payment switch for send and receive money. It's easy, it's fast, and it's so reliable. Move your money anytime where you want. From one bank to the other. From your mobile money to your bank account. From your bank account to mobile account. I say the check no need for mature again. In order to take 3 days again for reflect. All just the happen one time. As you tap, it go just like that. Yeah, just like that. So pay somebody how you want. Pay salary easy one. Receive your lunch now. All on the salon payment switch. For able use the switch, go na bank or your mobile money agent for link your account to your NIN. So don't forget the switch they on. Now all the network and all the bank them. Yeah.
This not 10 for you,
10 for me,
10 for we all.
Yes, this not 10% instant cashback from AfriMoney.
Buy EBSA top up with AfriMoney from August 1st to August 10.
And get 10% instant cashback right now you AfriMoney wallet.
This not your airtime or data. This not 10% cashback right inside your AfriMoney wallet.
Buy any amount and the cashback go land na your phone top.
If you buy 500 leons, you dey get 50 leons back.
You buy 1,000 leons, you dey get 100 new leons back.
No make person buy the extra top up for you.
Buy am for yourself, so you go get all the 10% back na your Afri Money wallet.
Dial *161*2*2# for buy extra top up with Afri Money.
This na 10 for you, 10 for me, 10 for we all. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Well, the program we dey listen to now, Good Morning Salon. When inside the program now, we take one part with headline story them. The deputy leader of the opposition at Parliament, Honorable Aaron Aruna Koroma, don't call on the 6 people where Parliament don't agree for work as commissioner, deputy minister, and director general for use their experience and bring development at the institution where President Bill been pick them for work. In talk this at the well of Parliament, remember then at Parliament, be they approve the different presidential nominees them. We report at Cherno Jalo gets more and go now report.
Other than at the well of Parliament are 6 people where President Bio pick for go work as commissioner, deputy minister, deputy director general, been sitting before member of Parliament them as member them na Parliament, but they decide them fate if they for go work na their office here or not. But the decision for make member them na Parliament deny any appointee, their opportunity are not too common. So then 6 people are so safe, not be worried. As by the end of the day, member them na Parliament being grief for them.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. That is that.
But before this approval will take place, the deputy leader 2 of opposition at Parliament, Honorable Aaron Aruna Koroma, during the debate, he been agree with all other members of Parliament them say the appointee now the Ministry of Finance get good track record, so the country for rely on them for give sabi for transform the Ministry of Finance.
Even by nature, Mr. Speaker, women are very good economic managers in Africa. And that is why I believe that having a woman who has served for over 35 years in the monetary policy sector of this country, which is the Bank of Sierra Leone, I see a transition from the monetary to the fiscal sector of our economy to be a seamless transition. It should be able to fit into that capacity and to make sure that it serves in the best interest of Sierra Leone. And as a result, it is our wish that we make sure that those MBAs that are service driven, those MBAs that provide services that perhaps look like health, education, water services, agriculture, and other sectors are given adequate resources. But that has been the perennial issues that is affecting MBAs in Sierra Leone.
From the appointee of finance, in jump to the appointee now the office of the ombudsman, who say and describe this man as somebody who gets respect for people and for just this single character in belief say this appointee will for do the work where President Bio asks him for go do.
In section 146 of the Constitution, it is clear as to what should be the mandate of this particular office. It is meant to investigate administrative injustices in Africa. But when the Act of Parliament of 1997 was enacted in 1997, in Africa from 1997 today, many other laws, many other agencies have been established that have severely undermined the functionality of the ombudsman. We now have the Human Rights Commission. We have other outfits, even the ACC also, they are looking to abuse of office matters. Those are all related to administrative injustices. And as a result, there is every need for the ombudsman's office to make sure that when he goes to that sector, he looks into that law and brings it for an immediate amendment.
Honorable Aaron Aruna Koroma also say, just like how any other person will come before Parliament for approval qualify, now so this nominee at the Youth Commission also qualify, but it got the attention of the nominee to the high unemployment rate among young people.
So that middle-level manpower is almost zero in this country. Most of our youth are not well trained to make sure that they create jobs for themselves. Most of them, even when they have requirements in Africa, they rather go for BSc rather than going for diplomas at Freetown Polytechnic to get skills that will give them lifetime skills, lifetime jobs in Africa. fashionable. Make female education fashionable.
From this statement, it been taking seats and plenty member of parliament them been snap and want for say something to the nominee. But during this term, the speaker, Honorable Singapore Solomon Thomas, been give the platform to Honorable Umo Pine and self will say after that Honorable they don't talk, no other person no go get the platform for talk on this issue in parliament because in say parliament get plenty thing them for attend to now. So when they talk to the nominee, Honorable Umo Pine, they urge the appointee at the Ministry of Finance for put special interest to document them, we go reach 9 table, we get for do human business.
Ms. You are going to a section that deals with money. You are going to be number 2. We, the women there, we are 42. We are representing 52% of women in this country. Please, I want you to look at all documents that are coming to you. See if there is anything for women and just make it to the positive. Yeah, but we have to talk for our sisters. I thought that there is something for women when it comes to finance. Now look, in 2023, the land law right for women was passed. And 80% of our sisters in the villages, they are doing agriculture.
After the member of parliament here, so we don't make them submission here, so parliamentarian them being agree for them 6 nominee. We one na Janet Jabati, Deputy Minister of Finance 2, Emmanuel Satundune, Ombudsman, Mustafa Maklisa, Commissioner, National Shipping Agency, Joseph Madalahai, Commissioner, National Youth Commission, Alfred Koba, Deputy Director General, National Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Haja Kadi Johnson, Member, Salo Roads Authority. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachango Jalo, the report.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and we come to we studio guest them features the January inserted edition of the program. We look at the effects the effects of corruption at the country and our corruption day. We get different panelists them for assess the level of corruption at the country, and we get the Anti-Corruption Commission for tell what they do in this fight. We come to other studio guest Edward P. Kurma, Acting Executive Director, Transparency International Salon. You don't get from Patrick Sandy from the ACC. The systems them they don't put in place for fight corruption, and most times when like the MCC scorecard salon they pass corruption, but when you come back home, when you look at the audit reports, plenty corruption issues. What's not the missing link between the policies, the laws, and the way corruption they happen?
Thank you very much, Musa. Now, in the fight against corruption, we get things them we need for look at if we really for make meaningful and tangible progress in terms of fighting corruption. Usually I can refer to the one then they as the 3 wheels in the fight against corruption. In Patrick's submission, he make mention of institutional will, one of the will them, we're very, very important. Institutional will, very, very key. And he make mention of the Anti-Corruption Commission as the leading institution in the fight against corruption. And waiting, then don't they do, for make sure say we make progress in the fight against corruption. So the institution them, like the ACC, even the MDAs, get for make sure say they're willing and ready for fight corruption. And when once you are willing and ready to fight corruption, they will ensure say them put in place, the mechanisms them way they're supposed to put in place in terms of fighting corruption. Patrick make mention of service charters, where then they get MDAs them for put now them place them most then they deliver service. So people then when they come for access then services then go see them charter then they win like a notice board where then they put where then they outline all the services that they provide and the cost for each and every one of their services that the way people are supposed to pay for, and the period we then go take for delivering service. Then they, for example, if you go for license, then for tell you say for license now X number of days if for take and now this amount of money you supposed for pay, which is good as a way for prevent corruption. Because where person go for access then services then they now, you not go meet somebody who go talk to, because many a times now then areas then they outside and they provide service, then middleman them where they can day, now then can extort money from people them. Because if something for cost like 10 leons, for example, sometimes a man go tell you say now 15 leons, because you don't know where you go for access the service, and that 5 leons they go now in pockets, then the 10 leons they go use for whatever you go for. So then service charter then they suppose for prevent corruption, where you go now, see what you for pay and go and pay. But in terms of providing the service charters then that is very important. But we need for also consider, say, many a times when you go to the institution them, some of them, the positioning of them notice board and they now one. Sometimes it then way up, and the writing then small. If you were able to read self, wait map down, it's difficult for them you read outside day. So it's not about telling them for just get their service charter then they, but for make sure say one, then put them now visible position them, and outside person go easily able for read them. The writing they can small, and it they very and way up where person will find them very difficult for read them. That's the one. Then two again. You get some people them where they go for access services, we're not able for read and write. So if they go there, even if they notice board, they be big one before themselves, they're able for see them, but they're not go able for it and know what they're supposed for pay. And so all of those things should be considered if we really want for prevent corruption by providing service charters. One example, something was when I good practice and once in a Bangladesh where we been go work at the one time we go to the hospital, then get the service charter day. Yes, then also the anti-corruption commission day, they make sure say they provide like a desk, yeah, na the center day. So you will go where able for read, you can read. If you're not able for read, the officer day, where then they go meet, you know, yeah, I come for license, for example, or I come for do this. Waiting for you go look, you tell them, you because you know somebody where the commission provide, you go tell them the right thing. So all of those things we need for consider in the fight against corruption. Then another thing again we mention of now the systems review. The systems review very, very key for tackle systemic corruption, because then some of them when they already work at the MDS them now that system they come in, so then just they follow. Some of them not even know say it's not correct. But the ACC now gets the anti-corruption lens where then they look at their system, then they say this kind where they go so it can create room for corruption una do and this way. But it's not just about doing the systems review and making the recommendations, because we know as Sierra Leoneans, the more so those in MDAs, for let you do study, you profile recommendation, everything that happen, then we just lay them and forget. Follow up, very, very key for ensure say they implement the recommendation. Until and unless they implement the recommendations, then they now go make we begin for see progress. Because then the recommendation, if the actions not be taken in line with implementing recommendations, will still be where we are. That is why the audit report will get the same thing that they come out every year, the same thing they happen. Then they recommend the same thing, because we know they really follow up for put people on their toes for make sure they implement. And when you implement, now you go see progress.
So it's all this way you don't talk and separate parties and you don't explain about the different causes and who they for come together for so salon able for fight corruption. In all on our ears on don't they work in the area of transparency and accountability, something okay for do with corruption and all. Waiting at the major cause with transparency international go say now this don't be one big problem don't they make corruption on the happen at different side them, more especially MDs them.
Right. Now here I don't begin talk so, yeah. One, the institutional will. MDs them, all the institutions for ready for fight corruption. In the current national anti-corruption strategy where we get, it make provision for let MDs they set up independent integrity management committees. Yeah, and then one then they suppose for make sure say they push forward the promotion of transparency and accountability in all the MDs them, but still we get plenty institutions them where not set up the integrity management committees they need, and even sometimes the one them we don't set them up, then people and they know they give them waiting they require for able to make them work effective. That is one. So institutional will very important. Another one we still not make strong and meaningful impact in the fight against corruption. Now the one way, now the second will, when a political will. political will very, very important in the fight against corruption. And when we talk about the political will, it's not only limited to the president. The president, yes, you consider them in political will. Then also, them political appointees them, yeah? And also the one that way they vote into offices, like the MPs, all of those ones fall under the political will. So we want to see the president can come out and say, I they come for fight corruption. But we want to see the president, they go beyond that in pronouncements day and do things them where the public they see say is really serious for make sure say we make meaningful steps in the fight against corruption. Now, for example, something may happen in State House, we will lead to a problem for the Auditor General. When they do audits, then they find out say some receipts get issues and investigations where they go do some investigation without referring to the entity. So problem come. Yeah, what happen? They suspend the Auditor General and the deputy, and now we see say they don't go off totally. Yeah. So what
you think that get impact on the fight against corruption?
Yeah. What I say, if they look at what the Auditor General do in the office of the president, and the president did it, where now the fountain of hope, in terms of fighting corruption. If I was there, as a president, then me for be able to allow for make sure say let the people them do their work where they're supposed to do, and order them find one thing within that office there. We are not saying the president, yeah, but we get people who they work in the office of the president, whether they all they do all them thing and there for president, we want for travel. So let them do the investigation and order them find one thing. We see them people and then bring them to book. Then people then go really say, yes, what in the president they talk, it really mean them. But up till now, from what that thing they happen, where they penalize the Auditor General and the deputy, you don't see anybody where them being come to book from the office of the president in relation to that. No. So some of them things then they all they make people then they get that kind of perception and so the political will need for be there. Then you talk about those in parliament. Parliament also fall within the political will. They also get the responsibility for fight corruption. And when you talk about proper accountability, you have 3 layers for ensure proper accountability. And if then 3 layers then they work effectively, we go see serious accountability. Once the first one, now the one where they call the standard setting. As a country, Sierra Leone, we get the laws, we get the policies for fight corruption. As and Patrick, we don't say just now. We get all linked in the day. Yeah. Then you get what they call the answerability level, wherein you don't set the standard say now so and so for do for tap corruption. Okay. And when the person can for like an answer for what you don't do, you get PSC, where they can get a public account where they call MDs them from waiting on the general report say for let them go talk. They for let them answer for what they don't do. We get that level there where we do some progress in that, but we still need for do more for make sure say we bring more MDs than can of parliament for let they can answer. And after when parliaments don't listen to them, the report for Komon-Tok to so. When the report come out, then table and a parliament. The current chairman of the PSC don't make some improvement in that direction there. But we need to see the parliament, them also be more robust in bringing MDs to parliament. And when they don't talk, they put together the report. And what in the report say, then they bring it to the last level, when at the sanction level. Okay. Because if you get the standard, you get people that for can't talk, then you not penalize them for the action them, then people will not go see say on a serious. So that sanction level, now there we get the problem inside Sierra Leone. Because when we get the report, then when the recommendation, then we see people then go down because of what they don't do, the next man go free. Then he say, kill dog na dog yai, let dog no say die day.
Thank you very much. Continue for stay with me inside the program from Transparency Salon. It is now the program for talk about within the makeup of corruption and within some of the recommendations that we they make in the fight against corruption in the country. In them now Edward B. Kuruma, acting executive director, Transparency International Salon. The program Good Morning Salon they continue.
Well, we can to other studio guests, Solomon, as we don't hear waiting Edward don't talk for sake of the fight against corruption now the country and all. And on our organization don't they monitor the way how corruption don't they happen at the country. So take listeners then too. Waiting at some of the major corruption then way on our organization things say don't they ambog corruption fights now the country, more especially with the one that we get to do with MDS them.
Well, we don't reform, Edward, it outline all the issues. As I say, nothing not different from what I say about system. If system not they operate within ministries, departments, and agencies, no matter within, my brother you talk about, then gets other players. I agree with him. They talk about, the FIU, they talk about the national procurement and departments, and other institutions, like when my brother don't mention now about the parliaments, we involve the PAC. But this, again, it talk about the political will, and the political will now from all inside and the as I been mentioned. If systemic business not the issue, anti-corruption for me, if we not follow the good governance program, I don't talk about this monitoring and evaluation every 3 months. In fact, if not quarterly they give money, why would they make sure see their money then the way they go? They propose because year in year out they see ministries, departments that they go, agencies that they go give them budget outline. They tell you what's in the one for do within this year, the physical year, and the money then the way they go. Would they select the monitoring aspects, which one I don't do? Now this country will see 100 projects, like for example, infrastructural business. You will see, if not for take 2 years, it will take more than 10 years. Yeah. Me, what I mentioned about other players, like except for say yes, we need digitalization. For example, the Bank of Sierra Leone. Now, with all the time they will be on the telling say the only thing for make dollar stabilize in the country and let we get some, economic value. Now, when somebody go there, they look for dollar in black markets for go buy markets like China. So there, the Bank of Salondon, introduce that e-system, that e-procurement system. You there, you buy it's in them, you go collect your goods like China. You not carry money. So you see say the pressure on dollar don't they reduce. So these are the area we talk about. How we for fight corruption within the system. You go talk about the system you put in place, but if you are not monitoring them, yeah. So for me, anti-corruption get for do more. They get for do more on that. And this cherry picking where I talk about the punishment, make it the leverage. If you know say X not involved, and say when I don't find them wanting, may the public know say now this happen.
So do we you look at the latest report about corruption in the country, the perception survey we recently come up point at institutions them like police, parliament, or the judiciary, and even the executive, and also tax collectors. They say according to perception, then people are corrupt or involved in corruption. What in this mean if places or people like or offices or institutions like parliament, police, and even the executive involved in corruption?
Well, now a big call for concern. I make we all in Africa outline the areas, the gray areas we government for look at and improve on them area than they. I can always say, Salon, we all corrupt. Before we lay out the discussion, we brought mention the public sector, the private sector, and within ministry. So you don't put everything in place. For say these institutions, it means now we all run them. So meaning if you go down to the layman salon today, we talk about bribery, now money matrix business. We all involved into that. So from the executive to the legislative to whatever arms of government, now when we get system, and that system for be monitor. Yeah, now in the issue, the system for be monitor. I mentioned say 3 months before they look at evaluations. How them ministries, departments, the money how we don't give them. Then for the monitor, we want to talk about service charter. I agree with them. Service charter, nothing where we don't talk about that one day. If we talk about deliverables, ministries, departments, and agencies, una make sure say una put everything or outline them. But if I go for license, I know say within this period to this period, me license for don't come out. After they talk that middleman. All no one forgets USA it get. So until we get system, if I sit on here, you don't need to go to license office. Like do it online, I pay, and all of that. Waiting for make improvement in the digital world. So for me, anti-corruption need for do more in that. That robust fight, monitoring within ministries, departments, and agencies, and all the two don't outline. The audit report, year in, year out, the count, the same thing. It means that the systems and processes what we talk about. If you forgo for, go buy this laptop for 98.1, you need to follow the procurement processes. Make sure say you do this. Now that is for tell we. If you do that, it will be perfect for Sierra Leone. Yeah, they talk about the procurement department. Yes, they all lead. Now vetting. So if proper thing that be done, let the public know. And that's not the other side where they talk about outreach.
Okay, we
the
go come
government
back
need
to
for the
you,
tell me what's in the
Solomon
happen.
Sundu. We will come back to you for making you continue for making your own contribution. For sake of the topic we talk about inside the program, we get to do with the personal corruption. We don't happen at the country. Musa.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. We come to Patrick Sandy from the Anti-Corruption Commission. Patrick Sandy, we look at the fight against corruption today. You earlier bidon mentioned the steps the Mona they take us at the Anti-Corruption Commission. But one thing we come up that the issue of selective justice, according to Sundu, una they cherry pick whether for detain or whether how una they fight corruption. That's not the concern from Solomon Sundu. I'll take you to this particular one with reference. Yesterday in we program, we do a report to say the ACC commissioner confirms say they investigate the minister of social welfare that, but it's still in our office, they work. Somebody go say most times when ACC they investigate people, they can set them aside. But why situations like this?
You see, let I just answer directly the question because a lot of issues a day. What do we need to understand the law? The provision in the law as to that of the powers of the commission, only the whereby somebody is charged to court or we can call indicted, then we go ensure that person is set aside. But there is nowhere in the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008 as amended in 2019 where they say the ACC, while somebody is being investigated, for take steps. Rather, the person will gain the responsibility or gain the job will see and say ethically he will step aside. Are you getting the point? And they listen in public. We forget these things very clear and it keeps coming always. Whereby people will understand that not to the role of the ACC as provided for in the act to say somebody for step aside or even ensure somebody steps aside when an investigation is conducted on that person. This is not just coming, or this is not just come for the first time. Waiting, exactly. That is a different. That is a different matter altogether.
Say,
okay, that's a new main game solution.
No, basically, that's our Musala we understand. When that step or decision is taken for let somebody step aside, as I say, not to ACC when the person has not been charged to court, provided for Section 134 of the Act.
But we see sometime back couldn't be they investigate the Minister of Education, Denny and Deputy Wina or Timbo and Kadi Emil Gogra. They be set them aside while the investigation will continue.
President, not to be ACC. We need to understand who has the responsibility to do that or who don't get that power. Let me make a reference you to we act. If you also recall, when we be indict Aisha Johansson.
So in that area, quick one.
Let me educate yourself on what the law say.
Yes.
Because we're there for that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Me, they speak to the Anti-Corruption Act as I don't reference them. Who say we get the power, and that's how the commissioner say. You go see them from a moral point of view that somebody in an office, in an investigator for corruption issues, if for left, but not to we as a commission with responsibility for do that one day. We only they do them when the person they don't charge them to court or we don't indict them at court. But nevertheless, the person will employ the person get that responsibility for do them. Because if we say we they do them, who say we get the power? It is not in the act. And we not go act ultra various. Other people then they also will go take them up with ACC, for instance, if we ensure that. So that's the more reason that they also reference a scenario where we don't indict and the person is still in the office. In that case, ACC come out for saying, no, that person not for the because we don't do the indictment. And any indictment we do, wait for me, we they put out a press release for actually the public know and even the employing authority so that it will take the necessary actions as provided for in we act.
For clearance, would have been set Timbo aside. Now the president or
the president sir,
We-
through a press release from State House.
We other studio guests just mentioned about political will. It make mention of a case who say there was an issue of forgery of receipts na State House, but at the end of the day, the person where they do the investigation will publish the results na in the end up for set aside, not the person where they allege they do the act. And in a situation now, when they investigate the Minister of Social Welfare still in the office, but whilst when they investigate the Minister of Education, the winner Timbo, there is a president set them aside. This issue of cherry picking, where this Sundu they make mention of, how it affects una in una work in terms of the president thinking that we set this person aside while we are investigating, or this person continue working while we are still investigating.
You see, what I know is that whilst we dey carry on with investigation, if we see say anybody they in office and in presence at the office to jeopardize with investigations, we go make that known. We go make that known. But if at all in order jeopardize with investigations, as a matter of fact, we go ahead because we get all the powers in the act for access anything whatsoever. So that is what I have to make clear. But as I say, if the person will say you for take the office decides to, for the day, for let ACC continue investigation, so be it. But when they want for rest the blame, let call and so on the ACC, and that I don't want for take at all. So that is what we are saying. Then the issue of cherry picking. We at the ACC, and we work what we do, I don't believe say anything there about cherry picking. That's why the public they also need to understand how we do we work, and we keep telling them, we tell them always. If we don't get an investigation, we will conduct on a person or on an institution, and we don't reach that determination, we don't conclude the investigation. This, for instance, could be out of court because waiting now, people they talk about their cherry pick and they can go to court. The determination will make them at the conclusion of the investigation with a team of prosecutors. We did it, looking at how well, if you go to court, the degree of success or not success. So you got to watch all that balancing and say, no, let the person pay the money with interest. Then also, where you deem fit, we are also prosecuting. We don't charge people that go to court. But again, you see, always in this fight against corruption, you get people who get views along which side of the day on the eye. Because you may see that, ACC, they do so much of recovery, and now they don't forget about prosecution. But that's not the case. Or they are doing more of recovery to those who they in government than not. But if you look at we investigations generally, because we always look at from 2018 to date under the Francis Bankai-Fala administration, you look at them even because they will stop talking about this past of cherry picking. So because we are far gone.
We go for
at that period too. People then they will investigate. We never charge them, but because issues not been taken.
We go for a break, and you say now the one them way somehow the work in office could maybe go affect our investigation. In this case, the issue of Melrose Committee, the Minister of Social Welfare, in any way disturb our investigation as is still the work on the investigator.
No, Musa, let us understand this. ACC, when we do investigations, not only with her specifically, generally speaking.
We just make an example as the recent.
No, listen, and they just let people understand. You can even see when we arrest people, we detain them for a period of time. Now, because you know one for let them interfere with witnesses and other people, that is the general investigation we conduct. There are processes in the investigation what they do. You understand? But when we speak about the aspect of somebody for be set aside or stay away from office, not to your responsibility. I just make that point for say, if we investigation somebody there in office, it hinder them, definitely we will make that known, and even we get the powers for us to arrest. So this, from a general perspective, then we don't specify to somebody. And as I say, we need to understand that say the person will get the responsibility for do that, not to ACC. But broadly speaking, we can hold people in detention for as long as we want.
So wait, quick one, yeah. As my colleague rightly don't ask you say right now, Melrose they work at the minister, then they supervise the disabled commission. And the first commissioner, they don't set an aside and other people in the day. So according to una, they among the una work and it's still there.
So far, I don't think say they about the investigation.
Okay, continue for the with that the program. We dey take break.
We will cancel una
After
gentlemen.
this
We go for
break.
break. We'll come join una.
No TB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you will transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that's we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, will send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for this enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion euros. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
May I have your attention, please? Are you planning your next trip? Think Air Sierra Leone. If you're looking to travel to London or Lagos stress-free, visit us now, number 2123 Siaka Stevens Street, Freetown. Air Sierra Leone flies directly between Sierra Leone to the United Kingdom, as well as from Freetown to Lagos. 30,000 feet above the clouds, AirSL flies so high, departing from Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. sharp from the Freetown International Airport. With ticket price, then we go fit you pockets. Book today. Now flysierraleone.com. For get quick chats with one of our attendants, call +232 90-838-071. Connecting Sierra Leone to the world. Fly with ease. Air Sierra Leone, our flag, our future.
Good news for gal pikin dem. Olive B Academy don't come for you.
For better and affordable education, the Olive B Academy, when a 100% Christian, all girls boarding school na Keriton, Freetown, Sierra Leone, don't come for you.
Olive B Academy, they provide international education na a very good environment. Then go shape tomorrow leaders them with a STEM-focused Cambridge curriculum, when a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Olive B Academy, go make it girl picking get sober education, teach them for be good leader, and same way so, boost in confidence and self-esteem.
I sure say you don't want to miss this opportunity. Admissions don't start for Form 1 and Form 2 students for the 2025-2026 academic year, and school will open this September 2025. For no more, do your call 073 244 444 or 090 244 444. You can email me info@olivebacademy.org or visit my website at www.olivebacademy.org.
Now Olive B Academy, girl picking them will be global leaders.
I see the media, that's the way powerful.
Cyber security threats, then they happen and then they happen every day. From phishing scam to bad software and data breach. Nobody no get 100% protection because they can attack anybody, any side, anytime.
So if your organization gets cyber incident or your system begin for behave like say somebody they run after her, no waste time or report 110 to the National Cyber Security Coordination Center NC3 with team we get master sabi people there ready for answer quick one. Then go tap the attack quick one for make the damage no boku. We go unbug your business and your customer them bambai.
Member say under Part 6, Section 53, on the Cyber Security and Crime Act 2021. If you don't report cyber attack or where bad people sneak inside your system without your permission, now big criminal offense that we can make you pay boku money or you can even go jail. Report all cyber attack na www.nccc.gov.sl or you send email to reporting@nccc.gov.sl before it go late bambai.
Good morning, Salon. They continue. We look at one power headline. We said Executive Director for Rainbow Initiative, Daniel Ketose, from January to June this year, they don't record over 1,400 cases of sexual and gender-based violence in the country. They talk this is one stakeholder engagement with the Office of the Presidential Advice on Gender get with different body them. We say then give update about sexual and gender-based violence. For more on this, we join Master Swari.
Sexual and gender-based violence now where they can seize advantage against person like man, woman, and picking them. This can happen through beat, harassment, force for do mama and daddy business against person regardless of age or gender. And this now one where they violate human rights. Even though government and other body them don't they make efforts to address this issue, but still they continue for the happen. We make the Office of Presidential Advisor on Gender bring together different body them for the updates, but the current status of sexual and gender-based violence in the country. The Presidential Advisor on Gender, Aissatou Jabi Kaba, explain more about this engagement.
Today, we gather in response to the deeply concerning escalation of sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV, which continues to threaten the dignity, safety, and rights of countless women, girls, and vulnerable groups across our nation. This meeting reflects a shared determination from government bodies, civil society actors, and development partners to confront the crisis head-on. It is a call to unity, urgency, and leadership. As we engage in thoughtful dialogue, exchange sectoral updates, and review current data, let us be guided by a collective purpose to strengthen our mechanisms of accountability, enhance coordination, and accelerate meaningful action. Our goal must be to reaffirm our national commitment to justice, equity, and protection.
But within government don't they do for address sexual and gender-based violence in the country? The Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Aissatou Mahoy, explained.
In response to this growing crisis, my ministry has scaled up its interventions to strengthen both prevention and response mechanisms. One-stop centers have been expanded at 2 additional districts, now operational in 7 districts, including a modern one-stop center facility constructed in Koinadugu district by Medicos Del Mundos, and have provided holistic medical, psychosocial, and legal support to survivors of sexual gender-based violence. The 116 National Hotline 24/7 accessibility support to survivors of sexual gender-based violence is dedicated to reporting cases of sexual gender-based violence that is managed by my ministry, has fielded more calls. In total, we have 183,186, of which majority were directly related to SGBV.
Rainbow Initiative for long term now, don't they work on sexual and gender-based violence? Also, they don't they provide free medical and other thing them to victim them. We make the Executive Director for Rainbow Initiative, Daniel Keto, give update, but the case them where they don't record on sexual and gender-based violence over the past year them.
For rape and sexual penetration is about 2,561 for 2023, and 2024 is 2,607. So we saw a variance. We had 7 rainbow centers. This is just for the rainbow centers that we have connected. We have also, when we talk about male, we also supported some male that came to the center, and you can see the number of male and the number of female. So that's about 6.9% of the male we are supported. And then also for the female, you can see the decrease or the increase. So it means in 2024, we have few male that came to the 7 rainbow centers. We had 29 for 2023 and 27 for 2024. And you can see the disaggregation by ages, 0 to 5, and 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, and 31 and above. So one thing I want you to understand that GBV has to grow elder, and it talks about power and authority.
But with the number of cases then, where Rainbow Initiative don't record from January to June this year, Daniel Keto explained.
Last year we saw over 1,300 cases for the first 6 months. And this year we saw over 1,400 cases for the first 6 months. So you know that there has been a bit increase of cases, reported cases. So it's a serious issue, and we always say the consequences of rape or sexual penetration is far beyond what we have a far-reaching effect on the survivor that you see, not only on medical, not only on education, but also on their psychosocial aspects, which we continue to provide psychosocial services at our rainbow centers, and also ensuring that they reintegrate, supporting them to access legal services.
After this update, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Alpha CC, beget this for say.
It's really important that we do this work together. So it's great to hear significant effort that is being put into the response. But I think when you do the baseline study, I think one area that will be good to pay attention to is also the age range for the alleged perpetrators, because that's something that has an impact on how we respond, but also it is information that will inform the reforms that we want to put in place as part of our effort to strengthen our response. So I think that's something that we'd like to really talk about.
Alpha CC end up calling different body them for the trend to the fight against sexual and gender-based violence na Salone for the Society for the Democracy. Mastan Soiree, the report.
Okay, the program Good Morning Salon they continue before cancel studio guest. Quick one on the one studio and bring Cam Daddy Wakabot.
Another morning again. Wednesday man. Wednesday. Silanga time. Silanga time man. Nasi misi. I the great food, I observe things. I tell me, Baba, killing the spin good watching. I say, picking my carbot, I say, you do the watching for me. I say, collect things no. I say, I post time, I say, I say, no, come on. I say, that's my pro, you map so. Na PPSL election, I say, Gigi. I say, enjoy it. I say, enjoy the best. I say, I slogan upon slogan, I say, na the PPSL election congress or waiting conference or I say people and got the dance quiz. I say you cocoso, me cocoso. I say no, that thing I say no, I say no. That thing you just meaning. I say yes, everyone. I say, but as lighting pass, I say how that song disappear. I say, did you expecting stuff? I say, I say, speak to the plano. I say, the mommy say, he said now, I'm moving the move with the plan. Not correct. I said this don't come and come. I say, but waiting to happen recently. I say everybody, I say when they close to the mommy on top. I say now. I say beef in the drum floor. I just tell you, I said beef in the jump floor. I said pushing and they tell me now, it's a wakabot. It's a now. It's a the one the way they make it, the pandi mommy. He said you man their own. The mommy not they talk nothing. He can just they call the man them. You can't. I post you to all that Jerry. You can't. I post you to all that Jerry na the east. I say things which man. I say I say damn my dear no been done late now. I say go make the mommy so if the mommy post me. Posting to me the sitting. I say it was sweet. I say we big man them. I say I say we big man them. I say they don't know themselves. I say where they don't fall. I say some big man just see them they dance. I say some man in winning way win pan the election looking just spin. He say congratulations to the mammy. I say people in this country. I say, I give up now and I ask me and up. I say, when I read the speech, I say, of the fourth man of the country. I say, now that speech and the dance, I say, we fourth man did not say, this is all over. I say, fumble. I say, remember. I say, longer time. I say, we been getting down music. I say, we them before the OD I been sing. I say, some more than the flag depleted. I say, as we the talk so now with this it and that. I say, it's let's say, one minister. I say, go back. Now wish you, I say, Nanette, I say, Tango, na that side. I say, all of a sudden, I say, oh, minister, get a flag. I say, you know, say, them go, but they are not study. I say, na camera and begin play with. I say, Bobo now waiting, I swear, all the way to Benghazi. Things happen, oh. Me, na don't walk about.
From Walkabout, we come to we studio guest them. We come to we representative from the Transparency International Salon. We na Edward B. Chroma. You don't listen to Patrick Sandy and you don't listen to a panelist that we don't talk almost for over 1 hour now. In as we round up the program, what are your recommendation them in terms of the fight against corruption?
Yeah, thank you very much, Musa. The first recommendation I want to make, I want to take me cue from waiting Patrick in the say, just now, talking about, then get a law when they guide the operations of the Anti-Corruption Commission, yeah, and then they do waiting and they do in accordance with the law. That then get right for investigate, and if the president will appoint person, thought and fit say this person for be set aside, then the president go do him. Then if you not come up with and the person will continue for their office. Yeah, Musa, you cite instances of in the past wherein they were investigating some other ministers of education and they said they aside during investigation. And according to Patrick, that one they come out from the president. Now, one thing I want to say, and that in as much as na so the law say, but the Anti-Corruption Commission, now then they take the lead in the fight against corruption. And so whatever happened, you know, it will reflect on them. Just like opposing people and they say, like, now the Anti-Corruption Commission, you know, then they cherry pick, then they set one and they aside this one and continue for life in our office. So the Anti-Corruption Commission, I believe that the law give them the mandate for recommend to president. Because president, as of now, you know, get presidential advisor on corruption, like what he gets for gender, he gets for person with disability. We go to drawing yes, and some of them in there. So the Anti-Corruption Commission get the responsibility also for fill that role. So even though they not go set policy aside, but they can recommend to president, say, for moral reasons, you know, we think say it go fine for let you do that. Because there's so much things, sometimes not going to remember for do that. So the commission can go that step further for be proactive because the thing will come back to them. There could be people that they feel say because of that, now then get the problem, then the cherry pick. Yeah. So ACC need for be more proactive, you know, in terms of engaging the presidency, the president, and making recommendations in them that direction. And then also another thing we I go want for see the ACC do, because when you talk about fighting corruption, I don't mention the political will, we're very important, and the institutional will, and then also the people's will, when are the last will, because we all need for work together. ACC they lead the fight, but the people also get for ready for fight corruption because they say it takes two to tango. You where they give the bribe, person they will get for give the bribe before the one way they give they offer the service receive the bribe. So most of the time now the citizens them. So we the people of Sierra Leone suppose for resist corruption. Let we not give bribe. Now when we gain and somebody go take, then also we get the responsibility for report corruption as a people. Then another thing where they inside the law, now the whistleblower protection. Because many times people go afraid say, hey, if I blow the whistle against corruption, I go lost my job and all of that. But some provisions then they inside the current anti-corruption law, though not adequate, and we as anti-corruption activists and the push for law get a standalone law on whistleblower protection. But for now, we get provision inside the current act. But that one day people need for know. ACC need for make the public know waiting at the provision then where they inside the current law where they protect them if they report corruption. And if people know their responsibility and then protection then the way they get, it will give them the confidence, for team up and speak out, against corruption. Then one last thing where I want to talk about now the sanction part of accountability. We need for strength in that area there. And the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament, gets a key role for play. They need for be more proactive, more robust in summoning MDS them, for going to Parliament, for go talk on waiting on the original report say. And at the end, we want to see the reports come out in a timely manner and actions be taken against those found wanting.
Okay, continue for stay with me. Say the program I see Patrick Sandy, they take notes, continue for take notes. We come to Sundu. Sundu, you recommendation in terms of the fight against corruption at the country. Quick one.
Me just one for say, let we build up the system. Yeah, if we build up the system within ministries, departments, and agencies, I think so we get on right. Where I mentioned digitalization. And the other area again, the monitoring aspect on all those sites of them. If ever we do the incident day, for every policies we don't do within the fight, may we make sure all the relevant authorities make sure they do monitoring over them. May brother also talk about the powers. I agree. The president then get the power for appoints and then get the power for take you off your job. But also I will agree with him brother talk about recommending to the president that this is what we have found out, that if we mess up with this area, it will mess up with job. And that's how it always be. They don't do the past, other people they don't put it aside. So the president again, we don't talk about Ingo fights the fight. I think say that kind of way people they look at and say cherry picking, but it's not about cherry picking. It's about you recommending to the president that if this person they within this, like I don't mention names them, we go on for let this person there aside because anti-corruption gets all the laws, but the law also a lack. Now the recommendation between the president and also the penalty aspects of them. If then people are law say exactly about recovery, but let there be some penalty because again for each time, if we all know say if we thief 1 billion, make I put on this way, we will go pay recovery, then we'll continue for thief 10 billion now offices, we'll go pay recovery.
Okay, let's take a journey at the program. Look how now to you, Patrick Sandy, the way forward now in the fight against corruption.
Yeah, whilst I go discuss the way forward, let I just respond quickly on this aspect of somebody you thief, like how my brothers who do they say we continue for thief and things like that. We also for no say, even recovery get a penalty, not only for refund the money, but you refund them with interest. An interest of not less than 10%. That's the bottom line. Then you recluse yourself from office for a period of not less than 3 years. So it is not a motivation at all or an incentive. Let we know that one day. And we know what it means or what we don't actually experience from people we ask them for payback the money. So it is nothing to go by or for say it's a rosy thing. That's just one part. Then the other thing about somebody being set aside, as I don't make it clear, but without wasting words, I respect the views where they don't make. But we have to understand from the point that even where we proclaim or confirm that this investigation is on, I believe say for them send a significant message out there. But now the recommendation we people are making is that we for put her in writing. You understand? But to me, there are people in governance, we are listening, and they hear ACC commissioner confirms, will they do this investigation? So that is not enough to me, I feel say it's a long way. But however, no, listen, at the camp, I just want to understand myself. Not that I dismiss what they say. I just agree. But I also believe say that is that confirmation alone to say this person is under investigation goes a long way for people for listening and take action. You see, yeah. So now that they say. Then again, speaking on the aspect of the people's will, that is also my own contribution where they say in regard the fight against corruption going forward. In fact, we say it is the People's Commission. We talk saying that the People's Commissioner. We talk saying that the People's Deputy Commissioner. So as a matter of fact, even when we work or activities, we go along with the people. They try to make sure that they are informed. The public education and outreach department so vibrant, and the PR you foresee that things are always disseminated to the public. So, but people too need for reciprocate. How they for reciprocate now, how they really get for feed in to the work what they do. How they collaborate with the ACC, even in the way of doing things. This is not just the man on the street, but even those in the public sector. They talk about how do you carry yourself, the aspect of integrity in the workplace. How do you comply with things with ACC say for comply, asset declaration processes, the issue of addressing issues within your own department where the IMCs that they present and the next team they go for level and discourse. These are all critical, whereby you, the person itself, you take responsibility. Then the other key thing about the people's will has to do about let we depoliticize the fight against corruption. What I mean, government in, government out. When anything happens, you get somewhere to cast the blame. Now, because of this, because of that, we have to think about that as well. Then, they talk about patriotism. The fight against corruption needs a lot of patriotism, because if you let your country, there are certain things you don't do to your country.
When
systems are set,
these people will not bribe, and that's the area, Mr. Kabos. When systems are set, there's no cause for me to
when
bribe.
you love your country, you don't go wish for that system where they put in place for break and down. There are times, let me tell you, about revenue collection. You talk about the EC. No, let we understand. But now for let the public understand. I agree. But people, if they let you know go break a system, there are people you put the system, then they deliberately destroy it for let the system not work.
When I get any section now, the anti-corruption law for recommend to the president for set somebody aside. As we mentioned, we mentioned Melrose, we will not investigate, but not the only one. We see the SLBC DG will not be the investigator, being work in the office, and we see the Minister of Agriculture then on the issue of the Abbas is still be the work in the office. The list go on and on. When I get any section,
we do not have. But as a matter of fact, the recommendation is coming forward. It can be something the commission will take on board.
Okay,
but for answer your question directly, there's no portion of that in the if you've been there,
but can recommend administrative action on people then we don't happen for let us set aside, and so you can do that to the president also by extension.
No, you are coming. They are not the same. They are similar. They are not the same, because in that case,
and I believe so the president will rely on a recommendation more for say the professional institutions who are responsible for the fight against corruption. They have recommended to offer I should say this and that recommendation go this path.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You understand?
Let's be more proactive.
Take
things
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
gentlemen.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. At this edition of the program, Good Morning Salon Golefuna for the President Patrick Sandy, coordinator of operations at the Anti-Corruption Commission. We get
everywhere. Oh yeah. Come make me from the streets of Freetown to the world beyond, we dey yarn about the things we dey hold strong. Political talks, we know be shy. Migration stories should know be die. Entertainment, we go dance to the beat. Health and well-being, make we rise from we sit. It's now we platform, we go speak the truth for the young and the old. Now we voice we do. Come on, talk, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, you go make me proud. From Salon to the world, we dey stand tall. Come here we are. Oh yeah, we message for. From politics to health, we stand firm. Migration of us, we come from. On top, the place to be, we dey and care for you and me. Come on, talk, oh yeah, we did. For the future, we pave the way. We talk about the health, we need them for survive. Make the system better so we people could thrive. Entertainment, they speak the music, the flow. But we still go on the things we need to know. Political leaders, they gonna hear the cry. We could talk, come here, no, we know go lie. Not come talk, we dey stand for the truth. Make we rise for the sake of the youth. Ooh, on to the one with the stand tall. Come here, we are. Oh yeah, we message for. Komon-Tok, it's how we voice. Army to make the choice from politics to health. We stand firm. Migration of vibes, we come from. Komon-Tok, and the place to be. We the young and prayer for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we did. For the future, we pave the way. Oh, now we the young for better tomorrow. No more tears, no more sorrow. We go shine the light, the truth must show. Komon-Tok, together we go grow. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Komon-Tok, where the minds go meet. Komon-Tok, it's now we voice. Army Zook, we they make the choice. From politics to health, we stand firm. Migration of vibes, we they come from. Komon-Tok, and the place to be. We the young and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we did. For the future, we pave the way. Komon-Tok.